Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on out there? We're back. We had to take a week off because like traveling.
You do the same.
Airports can be such douches, and so we had to take a week off last week. But we're back this week.
Like 20 minutes.
We're in there now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Mr. Wayland.
I'm gonna jump in my office. Come in my office when you're done.
Sometimes that's just part of it, right?
Yeah, come right in here when you're done.
But we got some real-time stuff that we're going to talk about, and assuming we can keep Sean's attention on the show tonight. then,
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
So we will get into some cool subjects, man. So matter of fact, like let's just jump into. There's a lot going on right now, man. The coolest, weirdest, craziest thing that I've seen in the last week or so is when Mick Fanning, I think is his name, the guy in J-Bay, Australia, got like the sharks, the two sharks that hit him and knocked him off the surfboard. Did you see that?
That was epic, man. That was like, dude, I watched that and it was just kind of like trying to think of what I would do. You know what I'm saying? But he was cool. He just kept rolling with it.
Man, I was surfing one time in Huntington Beach, and they pulled like a 4-foot shark out of on the dock. Somebody caught it, and right there when I was surfing next to it, I was like, "Holy shit!" And they're like, "Oh, it's just a normal thing. Sharks don't like people. We taste like shit, right?" Could you imagine sharks? They eat like fresh sushi all day, every day, and they bite one of us. We just ate McDonald's and stuff, dude. It's like lighting the wrong end of a cigarette.
Dude, that video was pretty nuts, though, man. Like, when you think about the thing that I was looking at is like, did they finish? Do you know, did they finish the competition? Will you pull that over for me?
No, they stopped it immediately, man. They pulled everybody out of the water and everything.
But did they finish? Did they go back in and finish it?
Yeah, well, probably the next day or so.
See, that's the thing that's crazy to me, dude.
Immediately.
Can you imagine like jumping back in though, bro? Like when I was a kid, I was playing baseball. I broke my arm one time, and I was playing baseball with a broken arm, and I got hit by a pitch on my broken arm. And dude, it put a monkey on my back for like 3 seasons. Like I couldn't play, I couldn't hit. I like went into this crazy, insane slump hitting. So dude, imagine like every time he jumps back in the water and he's just chilling, floating around, whatever, having that thought of the freaking shark. Forget about it.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely got to mess with you. But you know what? You've been surfing for a long time like him. You're a pro. You know, he handled it just right, you know, for what he could. And he knew what to do, obviously, in that situation. It's kind of like, you know, I rode dirt bikes pretty much all my life, you know, ATVs, things like that. And when you fall off of them or you break your arm or you crash or whatever, you know, it's just like anything else, man. You just got to, after a while, you learn to deal with it, get back up. Same with skateboarding or any of that other stuff. So it looks like you're streaming on Meerkat now. I just turned Periscope on this end, so we are covered.
Are you on Periscope? Meerkat, I'm in you. I am in you right now. Any you guys, I've got questions or whatever, dude. I'm surprised. Can you hear those dogs? Does this sound loud as shit?
Hey, you know, dogs, kids, you know, it's
shut them up.
Like, welcome to our world.
So here's what's crazy. I was with a bunch of dudes over the weekend, and half of them didn't know what Meriscope. That's what we need to
create.
Dude, I just created Meriscope, right? They didn't know what it was, so we were like passing it. Well, dude, you were there. We were talking to you. Because we signed on, and Mike something or other, you had done the deal with Mike, whatever his name was. They had no idea what Periscope and Meerkat were, dude. I freaking love these apps. These apps seriously are dope. If you guys aren't using it, like you can stream anything, anytime. I know you stream sales calls and shit like that. You do like sales trainings and whatever with the apps, yeah?
Yeah, all the time, man. 3 or 4 hours a week, I stream my sales calls live, which are boring as hell because I don't really talk much, but people seem to enjoy them. I usually have, you know, 60 or 70 people watch for, you know, me go through a 45-minute phone call with somebody where I'm just sitting there going, okay. So that's why we're a little late tonight too. I was late as well. I made a $5,000 sale before I got on here tonight. So I'm glad that you need to call a little bit too, because I got some money.
Dude, I had a pretty decent day today too, man. Got somebody in for some coaching. Doing some real estate stuff. It's amazing how many people are lining up right now to like jump in on a real estate investing, real estate coaching, dude. You know what I mean? But the thing that's cool about what you and I are doing, which is what I really appreciate about our business models, is results. It's like you can't go on Facebook and people are just like freaking going bananas, like with the results you're getting them and shit like that. It's dope. Did you mute yourself?
I did for a second because my boys were yelling, so I had to like calm them down. We're back. We're all good.
Word.
So,
anyways,
So that's enough on the shark thing, man. Here's what's really cool this week, dude. And as I'm not married right now, neither are you. So, but we have serious girlfriends, right? But so this is interesting, man. There was 37 million, if I remember correctly, people that had signed up for this Ashley Madison site. Now, look, I'm not going to lie.
What is it? What is it? I don't even know what that is.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I'm familiar with it because A, there's billboards for it in Vegas, and B, when you go to Pornhub, it's the automatic pop-up that happens every time. Right?
What is it? I don't go to Pornhub, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What is it? Ashley Madison?
You gotta check it out. You totally got to check it out. So anyway, what Ashley Madison?
By the way, we're not condoning pornography on this show. Just FYI. If you got a porn problem, shut the phone off or the deal off right now.
So Ashley Madison is this site where like dudes want to cheat on their wives, but they don't want to like a relationship. They just like this basically call girls for married dudes. 37 million people. So I think like maybe we're addressing gay marriage is like, okay, so here's what the distraction is. 37 million people are registered to cheat on their significant other. What in the fuck? That's 10% of everybody in America from age 0 to 90. Jesus.
Dude, the thing, so wait a second. So it's a site that you go. I'm trying to do this on the iPad and the shitty stand won't stand up. So it's a site you go in and register for what? Like, is it like it's like Tinder?
Yeah, but it's like an upscale hookup for like, you know, you're an attorney, you're not a town, you can go to Ashley Madison and you can get laid while you're in Dallas. She won't tell your wife. There's exclusive NDAs involved in all this stuff, right?
Dude, that's bogus. That's such bullshit, dude. You know that some dude's gonna get on there. He's gonna be unhappy. He's gonna bump into his wife on there, right?
Right.
That's the thing, you know it's gonna happen. It's like Tinder, you're flipping through, and also you're like, oh shit, that's my wife.
Right. Like birds of a feather. You know what I mean? Dude. Like if you're doing it, chances are she's doing it too. So that's just how it is. But here's the thing, man. Like imagine if you were an attorney, like a Johnny Cochran type attorney, and you have all this like money to be able to invest in marketing and getting your hands on that list. Imagine how valuable that is as a person that's a divorce attorney or a person that knows that you're going to be black deal, or a person that says protect yourself before this shit happens. Or even more, if you're paying attention, you're in the reputation management business. You know what I mean? There could be some damaging stuff. So these guys hacking into this list is potentially worth, you know, trillions.
Oh, so is that what happened? Is it got hacked?
Yeah, it got hacked into, man. Somebody hacked into it and removed the 37 million people from the database. Like basically made a copy XLS files.
Oh shit,
else, man.
Dude, you got some serious blackmail happening in that joint.
Yes,
for sure, dude. Forget about it, dude. I didn't even know that website existed.
Dude, well, they have ads on billboards and on cars and stuff all over Vegas. Obviously, that's their hub, I would imagine. I don't know, but like I said, and then when you go to Pornhub, which coincidentally is they tell you that Google's the most visited website, but it's Pornhub. They have 3 billion hits a day, bro. It's nuts, man.
Dude, so, what the porn industry is so freaking big, bro. Like, crazy. I'm not a porn guy, to be honest with you. It's never really done it for me. You know what I mean? Like I've never had an issue with sex, getting sex, whatever. But like I don't get porn. Like it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. I understand why, but like. It's just so freaking. Is it dudes that are addicted to it that like continue to just drop dough, or is it people that just do it for fun, kicks and giggles, like whatever? You know what I mean?
I think it's a little bit of everything, man. But more of the thing is to me is like they get that many hits a day. Like it's like everybody's guilty pleasure. But you know but they offer this. The downside is obviously you go on these sites and you watch these fantasy things as well, and then they have advertisements like Ashley Madison. I'll tell you, their ads are really compelling. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're fed up with your lady, you've been in the vehicle with me before and listened to one of my past relationships, and I get like a total earful. You know, at some point you're there, you go and you look at porn, you go through this thing. I could totally see that happening. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but dude, I didn't think 37 million freaking.
That's crazy, dude. Do you know how many dudes right now are on blast or like just freaking the hell out? Literally, like knowing that they're like, imagine like when you get that. It's kind of like if you bank at Chase and you hear that Chase got hacked, and you're like, oh shit, and you jump on and you check your accounts, make sure your money's all there and the whole thing. Imagine being a dude who's cheating, thinks that he's cool, thinks that he's skating along, and all of a sudden people are like, yo, all your information's floating around on the web. Your wife's online, like buying some shoes for the kiddies or whatever, and then boom, gets an email like, oh, by the way, I'm Coco, and I'm the dude that you're, or I'm the chick that your husband's boning every time he comes to San Diego.
Man, that's crazy, man. And it's got, it's everybody, dude. It's, preachers, politicians, police officers, people that are in high regard, low regard, dude. It's like, dude, I can only imagine. What a fiasco. There's a bunch of people really nervous right now, I'm sure, behind this.
I'm sure, dude.
Glad I'm not one of them. I'm not registered for it, so I'm just glad.
Yeah, right. That's why it's number one on your agenda for tonight. What's number two? What's number two on your agenda, bro?
Well, number one was shark attack, just so that we're
So
that was number two. But that's a big story, man, because there's a lot of underlying stuff there to me.
So here's the interesting thing. I was watching a video today by Joe Rogan. It was actually a remix of a Joe Rogan part of his podcast, and it was trippy stuff, dude. It was all like cyber stuff, cybersecurity, like the hacking and things along those lines. Like, dude, the cyber world's crazy because, like, for instance, my mom, she won't buy anything online. She still is a trip. She still like won't do anything online, thinking like somebody's gonna steal all my shit, somebody's gonna steal my credit card number, whatever. Which we all know that, like, all the protection and the whole thing. I don't worry about any of that stuff. But like when you think about data, I mean, they're literally, I'm looking, we've talked about this on the show before. I'm looking across the lake. I live in Utah, at one of the NSA's largest data collection facilities in the country is literally 20 miles from me right now. Like, there's an insane amount of data being collected and harvested and kept on you and me and every single thing that we do. Like, when you think about the cyber world, there's people out there that are a hell of a lot smarter than the people we got working for the government, right? Like, there's dudes out there that are a shit ton smarter that are going to be hacking in, pulling stuff, doing this, doing that. Like, my biggest fear is not a terror attack from like an explosive standpoint. I feel like if you really want to fuck some stuff up in this country, you really want to cause some havoc, you're going to do it online. You're going to do it with the internet. You're going to shut down cell phones. You're going to shut down freaking airline controller shit. Did you hear about, dude, case in point, did you hear about the dude who hacked into the car? Did you read about that shit today?
Hacked into a what?
Hacked into the car. Like, hacked into the navigation GPS system of the car. Somehow some dude took control of a car, like through technology, took control of the car, crashed the car while somebody was driving it.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's like,
think about it.
It's only a matter of time before that happens, dude. Like, but wow, I had no idea. I hadn't heard about that. That's even.
Yeah, I read a really quick article about it, but dude, that's the thing that if you think about what really could go bad, like really bad, and I'm not talking just porn and who you're banging and some Ashley Madison site kind of a deal. I'm talking like banking. I'm talking like mortgages. What if somebody went in and like just completely wreaked havoc on Chase Bank and how many millions of mortgages there are, and they went in and like scrambled all the numbers of all the mortgages, right? And just all of a sudden like completely wiped out the system, and the bank has no clue what's going on. Like, they just have a way to hit a reset button. What do? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we have a contingency plan or this, that, and the other. Well, the dudes who write your contingency plan are not as smart as the dudes who are fucking up your contingency plan. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out, man.
Where'd you go, bro? Oh, there you are.
I'm right here. I'm still here, man. Check this out, though. Like, this right here says that there's these massive earthquakes and tsunamis that are confirmed to hit the U.S. Pacific. And I've been hearing this like on some. See, there's Fox Business talking about it as well, right? So like, there's something like that could totally hit, because there's a lot of the grid right there in California, right there up on the Pacific West. You know what I mean? And plus, there's major companies and shit there. Yep. But as you can see here, I mean, it's got it pegged from San Francisco to Seattle right there. And something like that could totally wreak havoc, because it's like a series circuit. If you break the grid down somewhere, then obviously.
See, stuff like that, though, bro, that doesn't, I mean, acts of God, earthquakes, tornadoes, things like that, like, that's going to happen. That's been happening since the dawn of creation. What I'm talking about is some dude who's mad. I'm talking about a dude who's like, I'm going to jack up the financial system. I'm going to jack up the transportation system. I mean, you saw that movie, Pelham, what is it, 1, 2, 3 or whatever, about the train, and the dudes took over the trains. I mean, imagine if all of a sudden like somebody hacked in and just completely jacked up the train system. You know what I'm saying? Like, completely jacked up the train system where there's no GPS, there's no this. I mean, the aviation system. And we talked about this before, but like hacking into a system and figuring out who's looking at porn and who's banging who is one thing, but when you start talking about dollars and cents, you're talking about national security, you start talking about like international banking shit, that's the stuff that like starts boggling my mind. You know what I mean?
Man, Well, so that then you'll really like this next thing that I want to talk about, which is they actually have a plan now in place for Stephan Hawking. Super smart dude. Actually, I'm going to look it up right here so I can show it to everybody on the screen right here. Sorry for the kids in the background. I'm a family dude. Got kids screaming, shit like that.
So this guy somebody on Meerkat, my buddy Taylor said, "Are you talking about the tsunami?"
Yes.
Taylor. So Taylor says that apparently what's let's see, is that what he said?
Check.
Yeah, he said that the tsunami is supposed to be 700 miles wide and 100 feet tall.
Yeah, that's like for real stuff right there, man. Check this out. And then meanwhile, we're worried about a tsunami. Here's when you said acts of God. This is what made me think of this is that Stephan Hawking they're looking for alien life, man, and we're getting fucking close to it, man. So think about this. We've got things going on, tsunamis and everything else on one end, and meanwhile we're making like some of the farthest advancements we are, or are we being scared by looking for new life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right here, this spike fear of being conquered and colonized, like, so we could all be, obviously we know what that means, right?
Yeah, dude. I mean, so at the end of the day, I believe in aliens. I think you believe in aliens. I mean, dude, we got the smartest people on the planet. I actually did a video of this earlier today. I haven't posted it yet. I was talking about like, we've got computers and processors and things and all this other stuff, but like the most ridiculously amazing computers, the most ridiculously amazing systems on this planet are literally the 6 inches between our ears, bro. Like there's no computer that's smarter than us. There's no computer that's smarter than a human being as of yet. But the reality is, like, we haven't found the edges of the solar system. We haven't found, the edges of our universe, and people are like, oh, there's nothing out there. There's this, there's that, there's whatever. Come on, man. Like, let's be serious for a second. We're just a small little dot in this great cosmos of whatever it is that God built, however far it is, however many universes there are. But like, dude, you're going to find something at some point in time, and maybe the government covers it up. Who the hell knows? I'm not a conspiracy theorist like that, but there's definitely shit out there. Let's be serious. I hope somebody finds something. I hope they're out in space right now. They bump into some little green dudes, throw them on the spaceship, bring them back, and be like, hey, look what we found. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What if that's what happens to our people? Who knows? But you know what? I'm really into I don't know anything about constellations or whatever, but I live up in the air. And like, as you can see out the window here, I'm a few stories up in the air. So I like to sit on my balcony and look at the stars at night. Even here in Dallas, the sky is like crystal clear at night. So it's just cool to like look out there and think that what I'm looking at happened millions of years ago, and I'm just now seeing the light. And to put that in perspective, when I was at the Blue Angels just a couple of weeks ago, when they would fly over, you wouldn't hear them for like 20 seconds after they flew over. Then you would hear them. Like, they would be like long ass ways away before the sound actually made it to you. So the same with that light, man. It's just like mind boggling to me.
Dude, I'm the same way, man. I go down to Moab, or just living here in Utah.
Yeah.
You go up in the mountains and it's just black, and you sit back and you're looking at like millions and millions and millions of stars, and you can see like the Milky Way and shooting stars, and it puts things in perspective. But to me, it's kind of like, if we're going to meet somebody, if we're going to find somebody, we're going to find them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to go out there and be like, let's go find these dudes. Like, if they want to be found, they'll be found. You know what I'm saying? If they want to connect, they'll connect. But to me, it's just, that's the beauty of wondering versus science. Is science has to prove everything. And to me, it's like, you can't prove a lot of shit. And that's what makes it cool, is like, that's what the mystery is. You know what I'm saying? I'm a God-fearing Christian. I believe that we're going to go, someplace when we die. And I'm looking at it saying, when I die, I want to like huddle up with Jesus and be like, all right, tell me all the cool secrets. Like, how the fuck did all this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me everything that I don't already know, or it's not written in the book. You know what I mean? People are tripping out about it. They like have to have answers, and it's got to be concrete. And if I can't see it or touch it, it doesn't exist. And it's like, bro, you're missing the boat, man.
So I know that you're really big into to guns and stuff, man. I'm looking here. It looks like Marcus Luttrell is criticizing the government for their stuff that they've done in the Chattanooga attack over there. And then, our governor here in Texas, I call him Hot Wheels, our Governor Abbott, he's made it to where now all the Texas Guard carries weapons on campus now. So, and I don't know if other people are going to follow suit on that or not. Be careful, baby. I'm streaming video over here. I don't know if other people are going to follow suit on that or not. But, I mean, we've already taken those actions here in Texas, man. So
it's happened everywhere, man.
It's crazy to think that we're just like ignoring this in the news, really. I mean, it's on that. We've also got the Charlotte thing that happened as well. And both of them are extreme tragedies, man. And it's like these things keep happening over and over on the military bases. And you would think that the dudes that are on the church, you can expect people not to be armed. That makes sense. I've been in churches where there are people.
Yeah, how are we getting shot up on our own military base?
Yeah, dude.
How are American military service men and women getting shot on a freaking military base? And how in God's name does that happen, bro?
Well, here's
how do we allow that to happen?
Think of this. Maybe I'm streaming a video. Be careful.
Is she naked? Is she running around naked?
She's not listening very well. So she. Just hang on to cook dinner. We'll be done in 15 minutes or so. I told you I'm a family man. Nobody listens to me at all. I'm a typical dad. So anyway, so back to the, I thought that you, I thought that you didn't have bottoms on or whatever, but yeah, like, okay, so whatever, fine. My bad. So,
you guys on Meerkat can't see that, but Stewman's lady's walking around naked trying to get us on the thing.
So, anyway, so with the now I totally got sidetracked.
We're talking guns in the military base.
From going over there to a low information area like the Middle East, right? They're going back over there and they're saying, look, dude, we're getting them from the inside. You go join the military, you go buy a gun at Walmart, it's fucking cookies in a barrel. Meanwhile, they're also showing the low information dudes over there that like take camels to the streams every day, right? That don't know this shit, which is it's reality exists over there. And they're saying, look, man, we even attacking them on their own military bases and they won't even call us terrorists. They're so scared of us. And that's amping these people up over there. They're like, dude, how easy is this? We just totally take over the shit. Like our dudes are already doing it. Look how easy it is. They don't even have guns in their own military bases. How fucking mind-boggling is that?
Dude, it's scary, man. It's scary. Like, this is the thing, like, because I'm big into politics, and you look at, like, we're not the world's police. We're not supposed to be the world's police, right? We're not supposed to be out there solving everybody's fucking problems and the whole thing. But, like, at the same time, like, I've imagined running for president. I'd love to have that job. I'd love to do that. But let's be serious for a second. Our president's job and responsibility is to protect its citizens, period. If you're going to be commander-in-chief, it's not commander-in-chief of the whole damn planet. It's not commander-in-chief of this deal or that deal. Like, we've got borders, right? There's like a frame. There's an outline of the United States of America. Canada's on the top. Mexico's on the bottom. You got two oceans on either side. Like, that's the shit that needs to be protected. That's what you got to ensure is fucking protected. That's your job as commander-in-chief. Not like ensuring some sect of people or some group of people over 8,000 miles away is happy with us and likes America. I don't give a fuck if they like America or not. The reality is you can't have United States Marines, Army, Navy, people literally on this soil being killed by terrorists from other places. You can't fucking do that. Like, you can't allow that shit to happen. And so then to go into the conversation of let's ban the guns and let's do this and let's like strip away all the guns from the they're the military. We're giving them guns to go fight freaking wars, but yet we're here at home and like, nah, you can't have a gun here at home. That's too dangerous. Here's an AR-15. Go kill a bunch of freaking people over in the desert, and that's totally okay. It's the most ridiculous ass backwards thing I've ever freaking heard, man. And it's just like, it's infuriating.
As a marketing guy, as a marketing guy, I could see how somebody could go back to our enemy countries and say, look at what we're doing. They're so easy to go over here. We ship our people over there. They act cool for a few years. They join the military. They have kids. The next generation joins the military. Before you know it, there's 10 of us plotting together. There's like, it's a super easy plan if we don't start arming ourselves. But here's the weird thing. Like I said, the people that have more training than cops, people that have more training than anybody else when it comes to weapons don't have weapons. These are dudes that you could say, strip the rifle. They don't even have to look at it and it's done, right? Like, it's just like,
but we don't want it. But heaven forbid we let them have guns. Heaven forbid we trust them to have guns. Heaven forbid, like they're literally recruiting people to come join the military and they're not allowed to freaking carry a gun. They're sitting in an office as an active military individual, not allowed to carry a gun. It doesn't make any bloody sense. The fact that it's even illegal.
It's like sending the cop on patrol and being like, hey, go over here and work in East Dallas over here in the projects, keep the streets clean, and you don't get a gun. I guess that's what they do in England. I don't know how the fuck that works over there for them. It probably doesn't very well, but I know that if you go over here and you're a police officer and you don't have a gun or several guns and backup and you start trying to be the person to police that area over there, you ain't coming back.
Yeah. Dude, I don't. This is the problem. Well, dude, there's a million problems. Like I could go off forever about it, but it's just this is the reason for me. Here's the deal. I got control over one dude, right? I got control over me. Like I can't control Chattanooga. I can't control Obama. I can't control whatever. Like I can control me, and you better believe, bro, while I have access to guns, I will continue to buy guns. I will continue to stockpile guns. I will continue to stockpile ammunition. I got shells of ammunition because at the end of the day, like, I don't want to be that dude who's sitting around one day who gets whacked by some freaking crazy or some terrorist or whatever. And all of a sudden people are like, well, you know, it's a good thing that Sean didn't have any guns. Fuck that, man. Like, I'm not having that. It's just, it's ridiculous. Every American should be able to carry a gun if they want to. Every sane American, right? Like, the guns are not the issue. Like, why are military personnel not able to carry guns? Like, just someone give me one rational explanation. Give me one, someone debate this with me. You got Meerkat, any smart asses on Meerkat, any liberals who hate guns want to freaking debate this shit with me? Explain to me why a military personnel should not be able to carry a gun, yet we will give that same person a gun to go overseas. Over there, it's cool. Carry a gun, blow shit up, pop the grenades. Like, we don't give a fuck. Spend billions of dollars and shoot millions of rounds of ammunition. But here on American soil, sorry, can't do it.
Well, you know, and like I said, there's some really easily spun PR campaigns that's going on over there too. That's not helping our cause out, you know. No. And we have unrest here because of things like the Charlotte episode, and in Texas, just a few counties east of me, they had a lady that supposedly hung herself, but now they're saying maybe she didn't hang herself, and that it's become a national story as well. So we got a lot of like things are really trying to get us riled up with each other as Americans, and they're trying, and there are a lot of successful. I see the posts on Facebook and shit. People are getting uneasy. Like, there's unrest in America.
Dude, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about this for a year, man. Me and you have been talking about this for a year. I've been talking about this for a long ass time, bro. I'm telling you right now, like the election of 2016 is going to change the entire face of politics in America. People think I'm crazy and I'm just some freaking zealot and I'm all over the place. But dude, I'm telling you right now, the 2016 election will change the course of America for good. It will not be like anything you've ever seen before. But they're literally like, there is a storm brewing. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not an Alex Jones walking around this, that, and the other. They got the government's piling up body bags. I don't give a shit if they are or not, right? But I'm telling you, people are pissed off. People are done, man. There's so much anger and bitterness and ferocity in our society right now. And what's interesting to me is I had this debate with a dude the other day, like, you know, the whole racism thing. There's more racism. And I don't know if it's because Facebook is more popular. I don't know if it's because Twitter's more popular. I don't know if it's because people have bigger balls and they're more willing to be racist publicly. But dude, think about this for a second. I mean, we have an African-American president leading this country who has the opportunity to like rally people together, create organizations where we bring people together. We bring blacks and whites and Latinos and Asians together to like build shit, have real fucking conversations. And there's more division, more quote unquote racism, more hate in this country than literally ever before. The only difference between now and the 60s is now in the 60s, like the shit that was going down in the 60s when, and you know, when you have, you know, slavery and things that's actually legal and whatever else, like, to me, now it's worse than the 60s. It's worse than the 50s. It's worse than that because you literally have so much anger and ferocity going on right now that's boiling up, bro. It's boiling up and it's boiling up. And it's like, how in God's name did we get to this point with an African-American leading us, leader of the free world, the commander-in-chief of the most potent, deadly military on the planet, the commander-in-chief, the leader of literally the largest economy on the freaking planet, and we like literally are living in extremely perilous times, bro. Like, how the hell we got to this?
And then we have terrorists shooting up our military base. So we've got that, and terrorists shooting up our military base. They got to be back home. Like, if anybody has a brain with ISIS, they got to be back home being like, dude, we got them fucking running. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not.
And here's the thing. But this is where Bush, look, let's be serious. Bush did some shady shit. I mean, Bush did some absolutely shady shit. He declared war, right? Okay, cool. Saddam needed to go. I agree, whatever, fine. Weapons of mass destruction, I don't really give a shit. He declared war, and the problem with what he did is that all of his buddies became multi-millionaires and billionaires. Why? Because all the defense contracts, everything went to his buddies. That's not freaking rumor. That's not conspiracy theories. That's just the God's honest truth. Yeah. He was as crooked and sideways as anybody else out there, right? But let's be serious for a second. Bush at least had the balls to be able to call people out. Reagan had the fucking audacity. Reagan had the balls to stand at the Berlin Wall, and literally it was America and Russia, right? You remember the 80s, and it was like crazy, and the whole thing. He stood up and he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Like, he called out Gorbachev in front of the whole freaking planet and was like, yo, this wall is coming down, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Our president is like in a corner going, we don't want to make anybody mad. We don't want to piss anybody off. So yeah, shootings, and they're going to shoot us. And that's just kind of how it's going to go. Like, we don't need a dude to run around and police the world. We need a dude to stand the fuck up and be like, this is what we will stand for and what we won't stand for. If you want to cross the line, we're going to fuck you up. Plain and simple. If you want to cross that line, you have the free agency and the will to do, but we're going to fuck you up. And that's the problem, is that there is no spine in America anymore. There's no spine in America. Why? Because we don't have a leader. We just don't have a leader to stand up to anybody on anything, period.
Yeah, we definitely live in some interesting times. I saw in one of I work primarily with loan officers, as you know, if the audience don't. I work primarily with loan officers, and one of the guys from Washington State posted back in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in that there's now in Seattle, they have Sharia law compliant mortgage disclosures. So like they're like these things that are going on right now are taking over small pits. If it works in Seattle, then they can rally and lobby enough to prove that it needs to be implemented on a national level, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, Seattle's probably like me. They're probably like stoned, and they're like, well. Right. So
they don't give a shit.
At the same time, that's like nuts, man, because really and truthfully, that was when I sold cars. People would come in that were Muslim, and they'd say, well, I don't believe in interest rates. I'm like, well, cool, you can pay all cash. But if you want to finance this bitch into payments, you're going to have an interest rate, bro. Like, it is what you believe in more. Like, we're not sure what you believe in religiously exists. There's no way to prove one way or another, but we know interest rates exist.
And if you want to buy this car, you're going to pay it.
Yeah, you're going to pay it when you want this fucking car, or you're going to pay cash, right? That's like, I don't believe in tax. Well, the government does.
Dude, I've met some really, really, really cool Muslim people. I've met some really cool people. I've got a guy. I've got a Quran sitting on my my bookshelf over here from a dude who gave it to me from Iraq. He was from Iraq. I met him in Montana, of all places. He was there studying mining and shit because his family's a big oil deal, whatever. Anyways, long story short, like, I met some really, really cool ass people, but like, dude, there's literally a race war. There's a social war happening in America where it's like, it's kind of the old school New York. You had the Jewish part of town, you had the black part of town, you had the Irish part of town, you had and it's like, dude, we're moving back to those days of complete segregation, literally, like in the sense that there's like a race war. There's a social an economic war happening in America, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody's friggin', the rich are getting fucking so bloody rich. It's not even funny. Like, Obama comes in talking about middle class, right? We want to basically have less wealthy people and less poor people and create this huge middle class. Dude, the poor are poorer than they've ever been, ever. Like, people, listen up. These are statistics. This is real.
There's more
or broke as shit.
There's what? Been before, but at the same time, there's more social programs helping them than there's ever been before. If you know how to fill out the paperwork,
exactly. But who's being helped? Nobody's being helped, bro. Nobody's being helped with shit. There's no help. It's a freaking gimme, which makes you poorer, mentally, psychologically, tangibly. You're poorer than you were before when this dude took office, and the rich are making fucking fortunes, absolute fortunes. But yet,
I think that's happened with everybody though, right? Like with Bush, with I watched the mortgage people with Bush make a bunch of money in the beginning and then all go flat broke at the end of that. Clinton, you know, they say he left an office with a surplus, which really, that wasn't really what happened, right? So there's never been a surplus because we still have a national debt. right? So as long as we have a debt, there's no surplus. Like, let's just get real on that. So, you know, there's a lot of ways that they spin stories and stuff like that, but every president's really created more super rich, because those are the people that fund their presidential campaign to get them in there. Just like, you know, you said the contractors, Cheney was like Bush's vice president. Of course the contractors funded that, because they're like, hey man, we're gonna get you in office, but then we want that oil.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's a crazy thing, man. Like somebody just wrote here, Taylor, he's like, a civil war is coming, and dude, I agree 100%. I'm telling you right now, I've been saying this.
I don't think it'll be fought the way that you think it will. I don't think it'll be fought with people in the streets and guns and bullets and shit like that. I don't think it'll be that way this time, right? I think that people will just, because of the internet and the media and the lobby and people trying to do things with the government and getting local laws passed. Listen, when I went to federal prison, before I went in, this is like the quick story of this, right? I got the charges, right? And then I got them beat in the state of Texas. They were wrong in the first place. The feds picked up the charges because the DA in Texas was a dickhead. The feds picked up the charges when they turned them over to me. So in the middle of them trying to do the like whole go to court, get prosecuted, all that stuff, my attorney that was representing me got elected as district attorney in Dallas County, right? The biggest county in Texas, right? Got elected in Dallas County. And so all of a sudden I got to see the politic game. One day we were taking an hour and 45-minute drive from South Dallas to Sherman, Texas to go to the federal courthouse. And I asked him how the hell he got elected, right? And he says, here's the deal, man. If you look at North Dallas, my attorney, first of all, was first black district attorney and the first Democrat ever elected in Dallas history, right? But he killed it.
I agree.
And the dude that ran against him had a $3 million budget, and my dude ran with less than $100,000. I shit you not, and smoked him. So I asked him, because I'm into marketing, I was in the mortgage business at the time. I said, hey man, how'd you pull this off? He said, all the rich white folks that live in North Dallas, each one of those houses has acreage next to it, man. They have big lots. They're 6,000 square foot houses. In my district, where we got people busting into the voting stuff like that, people live in buildings stacked on top of each other called projects, man. So we go out there, we talk to the area, we do grassroots, we have people knocking on doors. The people that aren't at work, we make sure that they got bus rides to get in here and vote. Like, nobody's doing that. Nobody's ever come to our elevator here at the penthouse and been like, hey man, we really need you to go vote for one thing or another because you're registered. But dude, they have a community doing it. And he goes, guess what, man? There's 2.5 times as many people in the southern sector of Dallas than there is in the northern sector of Dallas, and that's what we concentrated on, and we won. We proved it.
So why do you think the MO people talk about? I posted something on Facebook today, and Taylor, I agree with you, dude. There's going to be in beer life. I agree with you guys. There's going to be fights in the streets. This thing's going to go to the streets. But why do you think, for a second, like here's something to consider. Like, let's just talk common sense for 2 seconds, right? Put all your bullshit away about Obama, Republican, Democrat. Let's just talk common sense for a second. There's like 11 million illegal aliens in the country. And Obama's proposed and is proposing across the board for the opportunity to be able to give these illegals driver's license. Well, with a driver's license, you can register to vote. Now, something that nobody's talking about is at the same time, Obama is trying to pass legislation that forces people to vote. Why do you think that is?
Yeah,
it's common fucking sense, man. It's common sense. That's 10 million votes that are going to go where?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, this isn't rocket scientist. You don't become president of the United States of America. He might be a total freaking scumbag. You don't become president of the United States of America being a freaking idiot. 1. 2, you got to, I mean, obviously you got to have smart people behind you, and you could be a total idiot, but let's paint you out to be somewhat intelligent. But at the same time, like, when you stop to think about it, man, like, you're literally creating the environment socially and economically to be able to keep the right people in power, to keep people busted, to keep people poor. I mean, when you have so many people on welfare and government assisted, that literally you convince all those people that they're going to lose everything, right? You're going to lose everything unless you vote for me or him or whatever. Naturally, what are you going to do? So I posted earlier today about Obama being a terrorist, and dude, I'm sure you saw that. Everybody and their dog just like jumped all over this. You're an asshole. He's not a terrorist, and this and that and the other. What does a terrorist do? How does a terrorist operate? They get what the hell they want by what? Fear.
Fear, yeah.
Creating fear. They scare the shit out of you, right? What happened on 9/11? They knocked two big ass buildings down in New York, and what happened? The TSA was invented. We just went absolutely apeshit, and everybody went crazy. And we were like putting our hands up everybody's butts before they got on an airplane to make sure they didn't have a bomb in their cheeks, right? Fear. Fear.
Dude,
what has Obama done?
What
has Obama done for the last 8 years? He's created more fear and more scarcity than probably any other. Yeah, there's the post right there. Than any other president. Like, that's the reason the race war is happening. That's the reason the social and economic divide is so fucking huge right now. And that's the reason that literally people are living in what? Fear. What does the terrorist do? How does the terrorist accomplish their mission? Fear. If all of a sudden we go over and we cut the heads off of 20 Christians and we put that shit on YouTube and we post it, right? Which is what ISIS is doing. Now what happens to all the Christians? Holy shit, we got to go home. And everybody runs and leaves. And now all of a sudden we're like living in fear here in America. Why? Because we have ISIS, we have this, we got that. We got terrorists coming on our military bases, right? Fear. Fear mongering. What's Obama been doing for the last 8 years? Fear mongering.
Yeah,
which makes him a what?
And unfortunately, the same thing Bush did before that with the 9/11 and it's like, everybody's always, so what's next? We're going to be like, all right, so now I'm confined to this like building here in this development. What's next? Look at this guy.
I'm scared the fuck out of everybody right now.
This guy. So,
dude,
that's all I got
crazy, man.
Tonight, man. That's all I got for tonight.
Dude. So hang on one second. We got a couple questions here. Control the fear, preach, stacking the votes, smoke and mirrors, yada, yada. There's going to be a gunfight in the streets. I actually believe that, dude. I really do. I believe that there will be civil unrest to the point where we start looking at martial law. Don't call me crazy, don't call me whatever, but that's going to happen, bro. If you look at what happened in Baltimore and Ferguson, all of a sudden, if that starts popping up in multiple places at the same time, we got serious problems.
We have that Jade Helm thing going on here in Texas right now, and that's been a big concern. Our governor actually ordered the Texas National Guard to keep an eye on those dudes as well. But It's going on more towards Austin and stuff than it is in Dallas. But it's
happening, man. It's happening, and literally, like, the media's stirring the shit out of it and the whole thing. But yeah, man, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not running around all day long like, but let's be serious for a second. There's drones flying around watching you.
Yep.
There's people reading your emails. There's people listening to your phone calls. That's not bullshit. That's not conspiracy theories. That's happening. If that doesn't freak you out, if that doesn't freak you the hell out, if that doesn't make you like pissed off, nervous, the whole thing, it doesn't matter whether you're doing right or wrong. I don't want people reading my shit. I don't want somebody coming over taking a picture of me on my back deck while I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean? That's not what this country was founded on. And I'm telling you, enough people are going to get pissed off that shit's going to hit the fan. But, dude, you want to know what made it in my bucket list? I'm going to tell you this right now. I put on my bucket list. Want to know what's on my bucket list now? I got a lot of things on my bucket list. I've got a goal. I want to shoot down a drone. Like a real drone. Like, I want to catch a drone flying over. I want to shoot that thing down. I'm pretty sure it's illegal, right? It's like
have
illegal
you seen
to do
Interstellar?
Oh, dude, yeah.
So in Texas, if a drone flies into your property, you can shoot it, man. It's like an intruder. They haven't passed legislation here yet, and so there's videos. If you go to YouTube, Texas drone shot down, stuff like that. People take videos of them shooting drones down and shit.
Dude, I would take that thing. I'd put it up on my mantle. I'd mount it like a friggin' giant deer, right up on my mantle. I'd have that bitch with USA, government, whatever. I'd put Obama's sticker on. I'd put that drone right on my freaking mantle and right in my office.
Dude, did you see one crashed? Did you see one just crashed?
Dude, they crash all the time. They're crashing all over the place.
No, a huge one in the middle of the desert, dude. And then the tourists took like pictures with it and shit. Hang on, look. Hang on, I'm pulling it up right now.
So listen, Meerkat. If any of you see a drone zipping around and you're close enough to me, call me and I'll come over. And I got plenty of firepower that we can, I guarantee I'm going to get in trouble.
So check this out. The drone in Iraq crashes, right? And so then like the people that were in the desert or whatever just start taking selfies with it. Like that, right?
Oh, it's the best, dude.
Like, look at how, like, they're not scared of anything we do, man. They're like fucking light.
That's what I'm telling you. Look at them. They're mocking. They're like, oh.
And they're taking fucking selfies with our fucking drones, man. This is embarrassing shit now that I think about it. Like, in the context of what we're looking at, it's fucking embarrassing.
Dude, it's embarrassing as hell. It's just like literally, it's just like the 80s when the Russians shot down. You remember when they shot down that spy plane, that American spy plane? And it was like world headline news, right? And America became like the laughing stock of the spy community, the whole thing. It's the same damn thing, man. It's the exact same damn thing. And the world is laughing. And the funny thing is, people think that Trump, and we'll go off on this next week. People think Trump's bad. People think Trump's like going to make us an even bigger laughing stock or whatever. Bro, we're as far down on like the respect list from anybody, anywhere on this planet right now. And call it Bush, call it Clinton, call it Obama. I don't give a shit. Doesn't matter.
It is what it is, right? It happened. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It happened. So,
yeah.
All right, man.
I take a selfie with it too. So I'm telling you, if anybody finds Stewman, if you see drones that are zipping around, coming around, whatever, on a regular basis, clock that shit. Tell me when it is. I'll fly to Dallas, and we'll get ourselves a nice U.S. government souvenir.
You could shoot it from 15 floors up. That'd be interesting.
I want to shoot off your balcony.
Yeah, let's make sure we get a city permit for that first.
Oh hell, dude. You apply for the permit, I'll get the guns, bro. All right, man. We'll catch you guys next week. Meerkat, you guys are awesome. Thanks for your comments. We'll catch you guys next week.